We are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself how these relationships shape our lives? Today, that is the conversation that we are going to be talking about, how these relationships shape us, but also what happens when we lose these relationships, when we fall out with a friend, when the connection we had no longer exists. And this is the person you've been telling your secrets. How do we live after? We are having that conversation today on Limitless Voices with Namono. So come with me and let's dive into the conversation. Hi, Martha.
Hi, Suzanne.
Welcome to Limitless Voices.
Thank you.
What made you say yes to coming and us having this conversation?
I think because I'm excited to talk about just like friendships and I think that people rarely talk about like heartbreaks in friendships. Everyone talks about everything else except that one.
That one.
And it affects every single person in life.
Exactly. And that's why we say that here at Limitless Voices, every voice really matters. And that's why we are going to be having this conversation about friendships. What happens when you fall out with your friend? What happens when that connection you had no longer exists? And I have the lovely Martha Nakale. Let me throw it back to her to just tell us a little bit about herself. Who is Martha?
Oh, Martha is a lady who loves to love, by the way. But yes, I would say Martha is so many things. Martha is a rugby lover, a person who loves children a lot, a person who loves to play tennis and feels like I could have been Serena Williams. In another life, though. In another life.
It's okay.
I love the aspect of growth in any area of my life. And also Martha is a person who is passionate about things, but also afraid of holding them too tightly. Yeah, because you're scared you might break them. But yes, that's Martha.
Thank you, Martha. I have a few icebreaker questions that I would like us to go over, and then later we shall go into the heart of the conversation. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So, Martha, are you that friend who checks in daily, or you disappear like for 3 months and then just come back like nothing really happened?
I'm the person who disappears.
Okay.
But I'm also now working because I've been able to identify that. So I'm working on being the person who checks in, not daily, but every week, just regularly, just checking on your friends. Yes. It's a hard thing, man. But when you're in your comfort zone of disappearing,
it's hard to come back and check on others. All right. What's that one quality that when you think about it, you're like, that's the kind of friend I would like to have?
Let me tell you the quality. It is being intentional. And I know it because one of my good friend's wife, Ivan's wife, she's called Viola. She is so intentional about friendships. This is a lady who has friendships across different age groups, and she's so intentional. So that's a quality I want, and I'm learning to have it now because it helps build relationships, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Very true. Intentionality, actually, in everything that we do. Yeah. I've also taken notes. The third one. If your closest friends were to describe you in just 1, 2, 3 words, what would they say?
I think they would say I love passionately. I can be silly, funny, but I can also be very serious. And then as much as I love to be organized, I also love to put out fires, which is very interesting. Like they'll be like, I want to like do this. But when I see fire, I'm like, that's where I want to go. That is where I want to go. So they'll say that. I think the fourth bonus point is they will say, I love adventure, especially where it involves adrenaline, risking and thinking you're about to die. That's what I love. I love to get to that extreme point.
test things out.
test things and then come out and say, wow, we made it.
I can't do it again.
Yes. So sad.
One
Sad
thing
when
that
you
has
think about
ever made me test my adrenaline was how are they called? The slides.
Oh, yes.
No. I even failed to do it
Are you
eventually.
serious?
I was like, what? It felt like my life was ending.
Yes, it's
And the guy
scary.
tells me, you can break your bones. And I'm like, wait, I can break
And
my
my
bones.
I know.
Something that I've come to do for fun. I said, no, take me up, take me back.
I understand because I now want to go. I've gone bungee jumping at the old one, and now the new one that's over rapids. I want to taste it. The reason is I've seen moms with kids do it all the time.
Mhm.
And I'm like, if this people can do it, I want to. Even when I know my heart is going to reach there and say, don't.
But
I want to see if we jump, will we die? Will we die?
tell me about it after. Maybe I'll also try.
This year.
And here is the other one. If you're upset with a friend, are you the kind of friend who will want to talk about it immediately, or you will pretend that everything is okay?
I am the type who, and I'm working through it again. Healing is a process.
Yes.
I am the type who will go into my head and deal with it.
Okay.
And which is wrong because outside, if especially
Person
like
does
my
not
people
get to
know when
see
I'm hurt. If it's something that doesn't hurt me a lot, I'll come and address it. I'll be like, hey,
Yes.
Susan, you did this and this. But once it hurts me, and that's the difference, I think,
Mhm.
between what pisses me off and what hurts
Hurts
me.
you.
If it pisses me off, I'm going to address it. If it hurts me, I'm going to go and deal with it in my head. And it will take me time, which I'm, again, trying to work on, but it will take me time before I address it. And when I address it, which sadly can take even up to a year or two, by the time I'm addressing it, it's because I'm at peace with having looked at all scenarios of how we came to this conclusion. It's a very bad habit because it takes a long time.
Just imagine you processing it.
Oh my goodness.
Which is good to take some time.
Because heart and peace
So
are
like
two
in
different.
all this process as you're processing it in your head, like do you definitely after get clarity?
Yes. Normally I get clarity because when I'm processing it in my head, I'm coming from the view of where were they coming from?
Mhm.
Where am I coming from?
Yes.
And if I was a fly on the wall, what I'm seeing these two conversations and two scenarios happening, and I'm not involved in them. And that, I think that's the hardest part for me because I then have to take myself out of the situation and look at it. And then after that, I have to then address it. And I think addressing it is the hardest part because as a fly on the wall, you may reach some conclusions and say, you were wrong, Martha.
Yeah.
And you have to admit that. True. That's also hard because you feel like you're hurt. So you're validated in your heart. And sometimes when you're validated in your heart, you don't see anything. You don't think you did anything wrong, which is hard. So doing that, and while I do this process, I'm also the type of person who wears my feelings on my face. Yes, so you can tell I look drained emotionally and physically, and I whenever I talk to the person, I don't have the love or the joy that
you used to
have. So until it's done, that's when it comes back. But yeah, that whole process is so draining for me because there are so many things and so many, and it's even annoying because you have to justify some of the things the person did, where they came from, and agree with them.
And yet it would be also better if you could have a one-on-one conversation where you ask and hear the other side of the story. Of course, after processing, you come. But anyway, it's always a process.
It's always a process because also sometimes when you've seen this in friendships, you ask someone and they've not taken time to process it, so they're still on the offensive or they're defensive. They may be offended that you even had the audacity to come and ask, or offended that you even questioned why they said what they said, and then they defend their action. And many times, if I do, I also have this problem. If I do decide to have a conversation with you where I was hurt, I'm going to ask myself, does this person have the emotional intelligence to handle this conversation? If I know they don't, then I don't even bother. Like, okay, whoever will pick up, it won't be the same, but we'll pick up. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. I think because we are wired differently, I would prefer to process than not to come to you and say, hey, Martha, ABCD happened, and I hear from you. So that's why I'm like, being in my head kills me.
Me being my head kills me, but I love it.
What's that one unforgettable memory with a friend that you still treasure? Oh, it makes you smile too right now.
Can I mention 5? Real quick, let me mention. One, when I was moving out of home, I was moving out of home and I had 3 months rent, but they needed me to like have a deposit.
Yeah.
And one of my friends sent me money for 2 months, which covered the deposit and then made me like, and I was like, wow, someone can be this selfless. That was one memory. 2, one of my good friends, moved to Germany, but we needed to keep in touch.
Yes.
And I remember him and I said video chatting each other while cooking, which was the best, like that memory to this day. I think about it and I smile like, wow, we are not losing touch. And I think with him, that's such an intentional part of our relationship.
Amazing.
Yeah. 3, there's a time I was burnt out and depressed, and I call her my sister because we've grown up together, came home and said, I know you're burnt out and depressed, so we are just going to sit outside and not talk.
Wow.
It was like, okay, she knows me. She knows me. We went by the water, we sat down, and she, in our silence, we just dealt with that, which to this day I still love it. The 4th is the fact that I love extreme adventure, and my good friend Ivan and I love it. So it's the fact that we used to then regularly go paddleboarding on the River Nile just to see how far we can get. We do other things on the river, like obviously as friends, but then it's so funny that we'll tell the guides we don't need you. And then go full enough times. But why were we doing it? Because it's just something that we bond over. And every time I think about how we've gone, now he's a dad and married. And so we don't have time to do these things together. But every time we talk about it, they're like, he likes to call me by my surname, Nakale. So he's always like, man, Nakale, we should go back to the river. It really helped cement our friendship from just being the type of friends who just call up and check up on each other to getting to know ourselves, because on the river we had times where we'd be very, very honest with each other and just talk about life as it is. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. I could even tell your face just light up as you were saying these memories, so which truly describes that indeed they were good memories that put a smile on your face. And in that same line, I want us to jump into now friendship.
Yeah.
So many times people talk about friendships. What does a true friend look like in your own definition? Or maybe some few.
Yeah. I think when I think about what a true friend looks like, I think of, and it's sad that I always equate it to love. A true friend doesn't hold a record of wrong. No, a true friend is forgiving. A true friend can let themselves down for you. But I think it has to also go the other way around. So it's not one-sided. A true friend, no matter what, will always have your back. But a true friend will always say, in private, I'm going to correct you, not in public.
Yes.
Don't correct me in front of Susan. What do you mean? What do you mean? But a true friend, is one who gives you the idea or opinion and doesn't force it onto you. They don't say, this is what I think you should do and you should do it. They can give an opinion, but they shouldn't force you. And a true friend should actually stick to, Susan, you've decided to take this road. I'm going to go with you. Yeah. Accept your decisions because you're the one making them. Even when they advise you, accept them and be okay with them.
Yes.
They can offer guidance, advice,
True.
but be okay with it. A true friend, and this one I know people will argue over it. A true friend should know your family.
True.
They should know your mother, your father, your siblings. Because if you want to get to know me, these are the other parts of me that come with it. You get, I don't just come as this, I come as a package. So that's, yeah, there's so many, those are some of the things that I hold to. But also, true friends should have values that, even if they have 10 values and only 7 align, let our values align.
Yeah.
Let the things I hold on to align with the things you hold on to. Say, if I hold on to kindness, you should be kind. You should be patient with people. You should be willing to grow in your life, not just stay somewhere and be stagnant in this. This is who I am. I don't change.
Yeah, this is me.
So yeah, but those are some of the things that I think a true friend should be like. Yeah.
Amazing. I love some of the points you're actually pointing out. And I'm here thinking to myself, if you've had someone who truly loves you, they put themselves, let's say, for example, they defend you even when they know she's in wrong, but then we shall go behind and say, Martha, here, you are in wrong, please change and do better. And all of a sudden, it's no more. You fall out. Have you ever had a scenario where you've fallen out with a friend, or you've lost a very close friendship that you thought would last on or would be part of your life a very long time? Maybe you could just walk us through.
I have. It's so sad. I had like some of they're very painful. I think I know I have had one where one of my good friends, we just fell out, and the falling out made me realize, wow, this felt more one-sided than a two-way street. And it fell out over something so, like, I felt like it was so simple. It was just not taking the opinion that they were giving me, not taking what they thought. And it may have come from a good place or anything, but the fact that my friend got annoyed that I didn't listen to her, and then she decided I'm cutting her out. I felt like, okay, like you kind of are forcing me to take your opinion and you're shoving it down my throat. I'm okay with you giving me your opinion, but also understand this is my opinion. And if I don't take your opinion, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean I don't respect you. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I've seen and I've heard what you're saying, but I also have an opinion of my own, and I'd love for it to be upheld, And that was painful because, man, we had built beautiful memories. But when I think about it now, we were not just building memories. We're not being intentional. When you get to know Viola, Ivan's wife, this one is brilliant. She's brilliant. She's like an all-rounder. She's so cool. Me and Ivan just like look at her and like, she's a very cool woman. But when you look at what Viola talks about when it comes to intentionality with friends, it is I realized that friendship, even after going through I feel like I went through the 5 stages of grief. Acceptance was the hardest. Accept that I'm losing this friend over an opinion, over the fact that she said something and I didn't take it, and she felt disrespected, was hard, And I remember my other friend came in and said, hey, yeah, if she wanted to tell you this and she felt it was very important to her, she could have come down to you, I think we had reached that point of 5 years down the road. We are just having a cell phone conversation. Not let me come out and meet you. Let me set time aside to meet you. We had let's talk on phone. And this is where Viola says life gets busy. And people say, when you grow up and you become an adult, friendships are hard. But she said it's not that friendships are hard. We make time for the things we love. And therefore, if you make time for the things you love, you should set out time for your friends because you love them.
True.
So it's some of these realizations and seeing how some of the things were happening in my life and her life, and how it was a very interesting dynamic for me to break from that pattern, because I also realized I had a pattern of being a people pleaser.
A very big one.
Yes, and when you're in a friendship and someone is able to notice that, and they don't even realize they're picking on that trait of yours to satisfy their needs, was painful. And it made me realize I'm not being intentional. They're not being intentional, and it took me, I think, 5-6 months to just get to the point of, I think this friendship is dead, and I need to understand how we got here.
Yeah.
And I think it was easier for me to go through that friendship because I had just lost another friendship with, most of my sisters and my cousins are my friends.
Yes.
So I had lost a friendship with a family member, and it took me 1.5 years to get to the point of acceptance. So yes, you have all these memories from someone, you have all these inside jokes, you have these things you create, these groups you create where you're the funny ones and you're there together. And then
you bring,
yes, where you even when they grow older or they separate, leave, and you're all in different areas, you still have your jokes, you still meet, and it feels true. Where every month, you call yourselves. It was very painful to reach that point, to reach that acceptance of this friendship is no longer there.
Yeah.
This person has hurt me. But on top of this person hurting me, I need to understand what I also contributed to make this happen. And then I need to see where they're coming from. But I also need to be honest and see, is this person willing to have a conversation? Now, I did have a conversation with one of my, also my cousins and sisters. Everyone is my sister. Where we had to sit down and have that conversation. But I remember I had it after 1.5 years of me coming to the acceptance of this, and it was so many factors. But Susan, that 1.5 years was painful because, again, it's not like the love that you experience with a friend is so different. It's so different because I feel like it's so pure. You don't expect any sexual favors from them.
No,
you don't expect any. If you do this for me, it is so genuine and pure. And so to have felt that and gone to that stage of, wow, this is how it feels to lose someone. That the next friendship, and I think I was in the thick of it. I always say I was in the thick of it, and this other friend did what they did. And I asked, it made me question myself and doubt myself so much, because I said, ask myself, am I the problem? I'm in therapy, I'm doing this, I'm doing things to make myself better. But these things are happening, am I the, because you're looking at you're looking at the one remaining factor, the constant factor,
which is you.
And it really also affected my self-esteem, in the sense of, I said, to doubt myself as, as a friend. Oh God, I was almost tearing up. Like, it's a very thingy emotion. I have to be strong, hey. But it was no, I'll cry. I'm supposed to be strong. So, anyways, it was a very interesting thing for me, because it made me question myself. It made me question my values. It made me question, was I so blind to these things? Was I so blind to some of the things that were happening and I think I had like 3 or 4 major events that were happening within that 2-year run that really, and it rocked every foundation I had on friendships, on love. And by love, I mean love in friendships. And it made me question, because I'm the type of friend who will defend you, Susan. I will defend you. If you say you don't like the other person, I'm like, don't worry.
I'm here.
I'm not going to like them for you. You say you're forgiving them? Okay, I'm forgiving them. I go to the ends. In fact, my sister will tell you, even all my friends will tell, I go to the ends for you. You want what? Which is wrong as well. But there are things you want to destroy their phone? I'll go with you. I will make sure I help you. When they say I am the friend who says you want to hide a dead body, I will hide it with you. So for me, it rocked how I view these things.
Yeah.
It rocked also how I was putting myself out there for people.
Mm-hmm.
you ask yourself, am I giving? And you also have to understand they're coming from their own point of view, their reasoning. But it was such a hard time. It was God, to this day, every time I think about it, I do feel sad, because this is the love that I lost, a love that was so genuine, a love that was so pure. But it's a heartbreak that I was able to come out and say, I'm still now working over these feelings.
Yes.
Because now I'm working over the feelings of, can I let someone in that close? Can I let someone back into my heart and be vulnerable with them? Because friendships, once they're beautiful, but once they crumble, it is. So it's harder for me. It made me even get back more into my shell, that I'm not willing to develop or build relationships with people anymore, because I don't want to go through what I went through, which is wrong again, because I'm trying to grow. Oh God, every time I think about this, I tear up. But it gives you the opportunity of like thinking, okay, I know this is what I did to contribute to this.
Yes.
But now that I'm going to grow into it and
like to become better
and grow, am I also willing to look for friends or new friends and spaces and relationships that share the same values, the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, but to this day I still stay at home. I don't like to meet new people anymore. I'm just like, no, why am I like, I've already gotten burnt, I don't want to, and it's wrong. You've gotten burnt, yes. So learn how to handle boiling pot. But I'm now scared to handle boiling pot, because I've experienced what it means for you to lose over 10 years of something, over 15 years of something and someone. So it's also then this heartbreak then also made me become, I want to say, terrible friend to the people who remained. But I've not been very, very intentional, because the ripple effects. Let me tell you, there are so many ripple effects with these kinds of things. It's not like heartbreaks of men. Me, those ones, they don't hurt. Because like, what do you mean? You're breaking up with me? It's okay. I've known you 3-4 years? That's okay. But there's a friendship that you've known for over 15 years, 20 years. So when it starts to disintegrate and break down, it's such a painful thing. Such a painful thing. And then it's also, the effect is, even when you get out of your head and deal with it, it's hard. I know it's a very tough conversation for me to have. But even when you get out and deal with it, it still means you have to try and build relationships with people. Yeah,
sure. And actually, we can never live in isolation. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. That in itself is healing. That's why I love to have these stories. Sometimes there are things we push out of our unconscious, and we think we've worked through.
Yeah, we've worked through it.
Yeah, so that's why I love this space, that it's a space that can be a space for healing. A space where we share our stories openly and inspire someone out there for their own personal healing. So, yeah.
And we drink some more water.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So, Martha, I understand the breakup in your friendships really had a ton of events on your person, on your life. When you look back, are there things you see that maybe, because like, let's take an example of your friend who just woke up and said, you didn't take my opinion, so I'm choosing to go.
Yeah.
Do you think there were other things that were piling up that maybe were not talked through that eventually led to this?
I think so. When I think about it, and I thought about it now, it's like, in her mind, she wanted the best for me.
Yes.
But I thought about how sometimes it never really felt like it was the best for me. It felt like, I want the best for you, but I always want to be better than you. but I want the best for you.
Or maybe I want you to be better, but I want you to do it my
way. Yes.
Not
your
actually
way.
seeing the individual unique differences that sometimes we do things differently.
That was it. When you say it, even when you say it like that, it was like, you're going to be better, but my way. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to do, because she's been scarred enough for her to know, like, no, this is my way and it goes like this.
Yes.
And she's been able to do it for so long, and she's made people, and she's changed people. And she's meeting opinionated master who's
very strong-willed.
Thank you. Whose parents have raised her as a strong-willed individual. Like, my
Someone
God,
can speak up her mind.
My father's clan, they tell you, no talk. You know, you're so good. No get up. Talk. So it was very interesting, and it gave me the opportunity to realize, oh, maybe there are traits and things about you that I had been blind to, because that's another thing in friendships. You're blind to some of the bad manners of your friends, because this is your body, but you're like, now you stop seeing them. Indeed, yes, you stop saying, like, hey, Susan, is this? No, you're lying, because you're always defending them. You're always coming, and you stop. There are times, there are points in a relationship where you stop to tell them you were wrong and say, yes, I see where you're coming from. Yes. Because you're also scared to lose this thing. You get it? Also, I think with my other friend, my other friends, especially like now, Ivan will be like, man, Nakale, that was wrong. And then he walks you through it, or I'll tell him that was wrong. And I'm still getting to that point, because as much as I'm very opinionated, I'm also, I fear to lose people. You know, Susan may know this. She thinks I'm very friendly and outgoing, but because of my job, I have to be like this. But when it comes, I'm ambivert. I'm extroverted where it needs to be.
I've seen that.
Yes, but then I also prefer to be alone. And so when you're that type of person, you're more scared to lose the friends you have, the few friends you have. Yeah. Because I'm not like my sister. She easily makes good friends. Like, I'm not even saying friends. My sister easily makes good friends, and they keep around. But me, it takes time. So yes, the few I have, let me hold on to them, because I'm scared I'm going to lose them. Like, who's going to deal with me? You get. And so that's why I told you, one of my problems is I love too much and I can easily break. I hold the thing too hard.
Yeah.
But it was also a good thing for me to say, maybe this person also loved controlling this relationship.
Yeah.
And so it was easier for her to, like, say, once I'm in this, I have to control the dynamics. I have to control the outcomes of things. If you step out of what I control and decide to be your own person, then there's no need for us to be friends. You know? Because I started to evaluate and see our relationships and see some of the people she had fallen out with, and realize, oh, I'm like those people. We decided to step out, and you know, that's where the problem came in. We decided to be our own person, and sometimes no one teaches us anything about friendships. We learn as we go. Like, okay,
fall down, pick up again, like
you get it, and so it was. But it also gave me an opportunity to realize I need to treasure the few people I have. I need to check on them. I need to be intentional and mindful, but also say, hey, can we have a mindful day with each other, you know?
Yeah.
And it's still in the process, because I asked my sister one day recently to have that day. And my God, the thing she said about me, I said, this woman, I could hit her on the head. But it was a good thing, because she said, oh, I feel like you're this. And I remember first taking it in a mean way of, I can't believe you said that to me. No, don't you fear me? And I know, by the way, I might have cried here, but I'm a very tough person. And I was like, don't ya? But I also thought about it, and I said, oh, I'm grateful that we are able to be in this space, for you to be able to be comfortable to say things to me.
To give me also that feedback.
Yes. But yeah, I see where she was coming from, but I also had to understand that even when you see where someone is coming from, you also have to understand their character traits and characteristics affects where they're coming from.
Exactly.
If they like to control things, it's not your fault that they left you. I think also for a long time, I blamed myself for having been the one who stepped out, or having been the one who caused the breakup, because I wish I had listened to her. I wish I had traveled all the way to Kampala to see. Like my boy Ivan said, listen, she should have come. If she felt it was very burning to tell you something, she should have come. She should not have been the one. You should not have been the one. If you want to see someone and you're burning and you feel like they're going to do something that you're not okay with, travel to them
and let them know.
Let them know. And this is why I say Viola is so intentional. She'll come. She'll reach out and say, hey, I notice you're struggling. Can I come see you? You get?
Yes.
She is like, okay, I'm going to give you my opinion. But if you don't, it's okay if you don't take it. Are you willing?
Is what I'm offering
yes.
You.
And these might be the consequences. Are you willing to deal with them?
Yes.
But if you go and they do happen, I'm going to be here for you. Okay. It's not, these are going to be the consequences. Don't do it. Are you my mother? My mother doesn't even do that. Okay, she does it a lot, but she knows that. Maybe like what?
Something I keep hearing is feedback, accountability.
Yeah.
As we navigate friendships, what's your take on feedback? What's the best way, or in your own relationships that you've so far had? How has feedback helped you seal the relationship, or maybe otherwise actually then contribute to
the breakup?
Yes.
So again, I used to be a certified people pleaser. So I always wanted to make people happy,
Yes.
I'm a middle child. What do you expect, Surprisingly, those character traits never show up in my family. Like, I am so opinionated there, but as a middle child, you want to please others and make sure they're happy with you. You're not, you have those traits. But with my friendships, and I've realized with my genuine friendships, I'm learning to also have feedback in that honest, truthful way.
Yes.
In love. Like again, when I said to do things within the things that you uphold, your values.
Yes.
Feedback in love, feedback in truth, but
yes.
in kindness as well, I'm not going to tell you, Susan, I don't like this thing. No, I'll be like, Susan, when you did this, personally, I didn't like it because it made me feel this way. Susan, when we were seated with a group of people and you made fun of me on an issue that I'm very sensitive about, it made me feel like you were just trying to hurt me. Are there any hidden feelings between us? You get feedback that helps you. Now, whenever I say this, people are like, oh, feedback is easy, feedback is easy. It's not if someone doesn't have the emotional intelligence. It's not if you see that this person is always going to defend themselves. So you have to always be able to recognize that, are they a person who has a growth aspect, a growth mindset?
Very true.
Because let me tell you, you can tell feedback in any way you want, but if someone doesn't have a growth mindset, that's it. With I remember for some of my good friends, feedback is like that. If it's very sensitive feedback, but if it's other, I'll be like, man, you get what up, you get it. Depends. But I've learned also now, because I have very few friends I treasure and cherish, I've learned to give feedback in let me just do this in a way that it doesn't hurt you, because I also understand feedback, if not put well, will hurt someone.
Exactly. But also it can completely change someone about who they think about themselves, because some of the feedback we are giving, it's about someone's personality, how they do things. So how we give the feedback matters. So yeah,
it's true. So now I've learned, like, if I see someone is going through something, I'm going to be like, I'm going to wait till you go over it, get out of it, and then I give you my feedback, because I feel like I'm your friend and I should be honest with you.
Very true.
Maybe right now you're hurting and you see that everyone else is wrong.
Yes.
But I'm also a fly on the wall. I see they're not wrong. I see that you're coming from this point of view. So maybe let me wait for you to go through this. And many of them, I tell them, are you ready for what I have to say? If you say no, I'll be like, yes.
Let's wait.
Is it emotionally safe for me to say that? And I'm also grateful the breakup happened, because it made me realize I need to be able to give feedback truthfully,
Yes.
but also take negativity towards that feedback. Not to be insulted that Susan, I told you this, what you, all this and this, and then you're like, Vako, I get pissed. Why am I pissed? I'm not people, everyone, opinions I can know. Everyone has it, So it's okay. This is your friend. You've given them feedback. If they've not taken it, that's okay. You've done your part.
Exactly.
You've ticked that box. And at the end of the day, you're still there for the person. Because that is the point of friendships, that you stay there, you stick by them through thick and thin.
Very true. You've also shared with us the different effects, these relationships, how they broke and how they affected you. Does this does this now affect how have you tried to make sure that this does not come into your current friendships? Because you see, sometimes it's so easy, like, so and so did this, and like for it to show up in your current relationships, and that's the lens that you see them into. And sometimes we even end up not giving our best in the current relationships that we are in. What are some things that are helping you? Has it even happened?
The thing that is helping me is I'm being more intentional with my friends.
Yes.
Even when I'm going through the thick of it, I'm being like, let me be there.
Yeah.
Just know you can rely on me.
Yes.
But this breakup has also made it harder for me to genuinely enjoy someone who comes with the purest intentions.
Yeah.
It's like, I always see the person and I'm like, I'm going to give this person my heart, then Banzite. You get me? Oh God, I'm such an emotional person, so I'm scared. I'm still navigating friendships and new relationships, especially carefully. I'm still scared to try. Yes. And then I'm now also learning. I remember my therapist once said, "Don't hold on too tight," but I don't know how to hold on too tight. Loose. Yes. What if I hold loose and it falls? I'm used to choking in relationships when I love. I mean, you get. So I'm learning to say, how best do I navigate this friendship? How do I be there? And it's also hard now because I'm still going through a bit of like, I've been having more lows than highs.
Yeah.
So being intentional with like showing up has been hard. And yet it's also attributed to, man, this happened when I was that person who used to show up. Now that happened. I don't want it to happen. So the thing about a heartbreak is it destroys some of the things you used to do.
Yeah.
Because you're more scared that this person is going to this different person who has not done anything wrong, who has been there faithful, is going to be the one who does it. So yeah, it's still things, but at least the breakup has taught me how to say, "Hey Susan, let me just tell you, you did this and this, and it kind of hurt me." And yeah. It really has messed me up because I'm still navigating new friendships. Trying to steal from my sister, but that's hard. My sister is so good at making friends.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah. There are moments you catch yourself maybe trying to displace what happened in your previous relationships into your new relationships currently.
No. Surprisingly. I see.
No, you don't.
But it's because now I'm more cautious.
Yes.
Going into relationships, and I'm very cautious about the current relationships I have. Yes. I'm looking at them from this point of,
you're in, you're out.
Yeah, I don't want to go all in. It may be too deep, and I may sink. Yeah.
So you're still.
I mean, I invite people to my house and they refuse to come, and yet they think I'm just trying to like be weird, but I'm trying to get to know you. So come to my house, yeah. So I'm still there. It's still fresh, Susan. It happened 1.5 years ago, and it's still something that
the healing is still going.
Yeah, in fact, leading up to this, I said having dreams about the person, and I'm just like, I don't think I want to be here.
I know you've suffered and some work. Are there some things or habits that are helping you to continue to heal as you go through this whole journey?
Journaling, writing down every week if I felt like I had someone, writing down how I felt like I had them and how I should apologize. Journaling, even when they're not my friends. And if someone considers themselves my friends and I don't apologize, it means, man, I didn't consider, like, it is what it is. I'm just like, man, I don't even like you like that. But yeah, writing down, and then also genuinely asking in a playful way, like, are we good? What, just asking so that I can be able to do that. The other thing I've been doing is just checking up more and being able to identify red flags. It's like that breakup has helped me identify red flags. Like, why do you want me in this relationship? What do we benefit from each other? Do you want to control me? Because let me tell you, I might be very strong-willed and what, but women can easily control me. Men, no. No. In this friendship, no. Yes. But women, I'm like, hey, you want me to do this? You get it. A people-pleasing aspect. So, and more, this breakup made me be able to identify some of these things and say, hey, Susan's closeness is a little questionable. So there's something to want. Yes. And it's made me be able to easily identify when someone wants to use me and when they don't. You get it? Yeah. So that's a good side to this breakup. A good side. Oh God, a good side. Yeah.
So as we finalizing, madam, what things would you point out that these relationship breakups have taught you about yourself, but also about friendships in general?
They have taught me that I'm sadly blind to a fault. I am blind to a fault. Like, blind and loyal to a fault. They've taught me that when I say I love you, it's going to be genuine. It's going to be, I will move the ends of the earth for you. You want me to stay by your bedside when you're sick? Please, I will. You want me to do this for you? I will, because I genuinely love you. Yeah. But it has also taught me to, when I see a red flag, let me identify it and say, hey, you have this character trait. But it's also taught me how to be able to see also, like, we were all raised different things happened to us that led us to be this person. And so now stop expecting, because it's because I've done this for you,
then you should also do it for me.
It has to be genuine. Yeah, it has to be genuine of, okay, am I willing to forgive you? Sure. Am I willing to understand this is where you're coming from? Am I willing to see that you're going to use me and stay? Because before I wouldn't see that you're willing to use me. I'd just be there genuine. Like, now I'm going to be like, are you going to use me? And when you're going to use me, am I going to stay or leave? You get it? Yes. But and I know it's a good thing to be more cautious, but sadly it has also made me very close to opening up, because now I'm scared. Like, are you going to use me? Is it genuine? Do you want me for who I am? Do you want me for moments whereby I just want to sit with you in silence and not do anything? You get? Do you want me for moments where I will move heaven and earth to get money for you? So, yeah, but there are good things and bad things that it has taught me. But it has also taught me that I need to stop being blind to a fault.
Yeah,
you get? Stop loving. You have to be able to know where. I always laugh and say, I'm not Jesus. I'm not going to give my body on a cross and die for you. My guy, Jesus did it. Yes. So I'm going to be able to point out these things and speak up.
I think that's the most important thing. Like, speaking up in love and
speaking up and saying, hey, I think this thing that you're doing, I've noticed this thing, but also being able to notice trends. Miss Susan, I will notice trends in every other person except my friends. I'm like, what? No, you are wrong. So that being blind to a fault, I need to be able to say, no, I need to come to this. And again, I need to come to this friendship wearing the lens of love,
It's true.
that I'm willing to rebuke you in kindness, that I'm willing to rebuke you in love. I'm willing
Yeah.
to correct you
you.
and say it is well. I'm willing to give my opinion and say it is fine.
Yeah.
If you don't take it, I still
It's
love you.
okay. Yeah.
I'm willing to love you no matter what. Not with you staying in something. Go out of those things, but I'm willing to love you in all seasons, you know?
Exactly.
And I think sometimes, I think also us here, because we just have 2 seasons, rain, sun,
Rain, sun.
rain, sun. I'm willing to love you in the different seasons of your life. That means when, Susan, you're going through a promotion, you're going to be a different person.
Yeah.
When you're going through a period where you feel it's stagnant, you're a different person.
Exactly.
When you're going through a period where you feel the world's against you, I'm willing to love you in each of
Each of
these
the
seasons of
seasons.
your life
Wow.
that you have been called into, and walk the journey. And I'm willing to also accommodate my behavior into those seasons. Because,
Yes.
you know, sometimes you're in a season of waiting on God for, let's say, financial breakthrough. And I come and tell you, oh, I just bought a bag. It's like $250. It was so cheap. I'm struggling with rent. Things are happening. So I'm willing to accommodate my behavior and say, hey, listen, I had this money that I was going to do, but I know you're struggling. So I'm
Maybe.
giving you something. I'm willing to accommodate and love you.
Yeah.
And also change my behavior in the seasons.
Very true. I love that. Mother, I have something that I call the gratitude rapid fire.
Okay.
And I keep a gratitude jar. So what I want basically is to remind people of what they are grateful for. And the first question that I'm going to ask you is, who is that one person in your friendships that you are grateful for?
My sister, definitely.
sister.
Gloria and Susan. Those two. Even Bethel. I'm grateful for my sisters. I'm grateful for
your
my sister.
sisters.
I'm grateful for Sarah.
All right.
Sorry, I mentioned too many. Oh,
No,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. You said you keep a very small circle, but
Yeah. No, those are 4.
All right.
Sister.
So
Ivan.
You had forgotten him. You're going to be
And
in
his
trouble.
wife, I know.
Yeah. What's that one lesson about friendship that you are grateful for?
I'm grateful that friendships have taught me how to be intentional, how to grow out of my bubble, how to grow out of my comfort zone, and be able to chase people and chase after them the same way I chase after God. Chase after them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Who is that person? Like whose true friendship you've shared memories and they've stayed through all those seasons you were talking about that you're most grateful for?
Apart from my sister Gloria,
Yes.
it has to be Sarah. My God, we've known each other since we were kids. And this woman decided to pick my sister as the maid of honor over me. To this day, I still complain.
Hey, have you had a conversation about it?
We have a conversation all the time. And she's like, Martha, get over it.